This is a little video about finding the flute that's right for you. It's a pretty complicated subject, but we'll try and break it down into something that is relatively understandable. Native American style flutes come in different keys. This is the key of A. As you can see, it's a small flute, and therefore the holes are closer together, and it's quite manageable. Manageable in the sense that you can cover the holes with your fingers easily. Even someone who's never played a musical instrument before can play this flute with relative ease. Now, a larger flute like this E has a lower tone, but as you can see, the holes are farther apart. Farther apart means that it's a little more difficult to cover the holes with your fingers, especially if you're new to the flute. Most people are drawn to the lower keyed flutes because they have a more meditative quality, a little more soothing and relaxing, but they're a little more difficult to learn to play. G, the next step up from our A, as you can see, a little bit longer, but the holes aren't significantly farther apart. And then we go to an F sharp, again, larger than the G, holes farther apart, a little more difficult to cover the holes. An F, longer, a little more difficult to cover the holes. So the question is, what's the right flute for you? If you've had previous musical experience, that is, if you've learned to play the guitar or the piano, you've already learned that you can do things with your fingers that the average person who hasn't had that experience will go, oh my gosh, I don't know, it's a little bit of a stretch and I'm not getting it right, and this is just normal. If you've played the guitar, you know that, oh, I can do this. It's going to take a little while, but I can do it. So based on that little piece of information, you can feel your way into, let's say, the flute that would be better for you to begin with. So, to break this down, if you haven't played a flute before, and you haven't played another musical instrument, it's generally recommended that you start with the higher key flute, like the A or the G. If you have played another musical instrument and you are attracted to the sound of the lower keyed flutes, you could play an F or even an E. Now, if you want to play an F or an E, and you haven't had previous musical experience, but you have self-confidence, and you are going to give yourself the time and space to experience a rather steep learning curve initially, you will be able to play the F sharp, the F, or the E. But it's going to take a little while, and there are going to be some challenging aspects to it, let's say. If you feel like you're ready to go for that and you want to play a lower key flute, I'd say go ahead and give it a try. It's not that it's going to be impossible, it's just that it's going to take a little more time, and you're going to experience a little more, let's say, frustration in those initial half hour, hour that it's going to take to let your fingers find that they can do new things, that the muscle memory will take a little while to develop, but it will develop. And it's not a matter of the size of your hands or how big a person or small a person you are. That is something that you now have to make the decision on the basis of what I've tried to explain to you. If you have any questions, give us a call and we'll help you walk through that a little more detail, let's say.